Afternoon, it's Thursday, we've had a wee holiday, and we're back for episode 35 that's written right next to me. Woo! And Richard's cameras, whoa! Do the Star Trek fucking, episode 35, the BARLGURA, which is a really cool monster, and we'll get to that in a minute, because hello chat on Twitch, great to see you. Standard crowd, which is awesome. Absalom, Miss Lounge, Dibs, ZZ, Fluff. Hope you're all doing really well, and always fantastic to see you. I'm joined, as always, by my friend Richard. Richard, who are you and where can people find you?
Me? I'm here at the moment.
Nice!
I am Richard from Warrior Prince 3D. I am your one-stop shop for all your 3D printing needs. You can find me over on Etsy, Instagram, Facebook, with the badges, over here at Dragonborn Industries, and everywhere 3D printing is required, because you should only need me, really. You know, if that's done.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just double checking that my mic's wrong because I can't actually bloody see them.
Hopefully everyone can hear me alright.
I hope so. Do let us know, chat, if you can't hear us, which usually by now you would have done so. But just making sure that input C is actually the old microphone, audio input capture. I'm pretty sure it is. Can hear you both fine. Thank you, ZZ. Thank you very, very much. Just freaked me out there. Usually it's labelled mics, and I was like, why is it called something different? Perfect. Yeah, as somebody who has just opened up a box, literally just now, of stuff for our Starfinder stream from Richard, please go check him out and go find him through Instagram or on Etsy, Warrior Prince. So etsy.com etsy.com.warriorprince3d. Which one's the Etsy store?
Etsy, just search for Warrior Prince 3D. They don't know the thing.
Either way.
I'm pretty sure it's / Warrior Prince 3D.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And I also want to do a big shout out to Turbo Dork and Meredith from Turbo Dork, because they sent Richard and I out some amazing paints, and they sent us out some of the turbo shifters and some of the metallics, and I'm going to be trying to use some of those today. I've been playing around with them with some Shatterpoint. Richard's been playing around with them with some X-Men statues, which is so good. Z says, oh Rich, that reminds me, can you show me your collection of mimics when you get time? And then almost time for my next sub box, so looking for more to add. Nice. And I will talk about some pictures that Richard's got right here as well, actually, because Richard sent these through to me just before. And these are some of the things that you can get from Richard. So do you want...
It's a beautiful picture statue that's here at the moment, actually.
Oh. So where are these from?
So this one is obviously Shadowheart, and this is from Bulkamancer. They are an incredible sculptor when it comes to these statues, especially some of the Baldur's Gate ones they've done. They did the Asterion and the Karlax that have done quite well on the store.
Nice.
This is from Hell Creator, or H3LL Creator. Again, they do very good sculpts with the BG3 characters, and is Exhibit B.
That's funny because ZZ's literally just put a load of exclamation marks and put, is that Daddy Housing I spy next to you, Rich?
Oh yeah.
Daddy.
Daddy.
I love these. I'm a big fan of Gobbos, so I know that you're a fan of Orcs. But
I love Orcs, but I am a little bit in love with this Gobbo set, because they are awesome.
yeah.
I've got the whole set printed out behind me and sprayed.
They're in mechs!
Mechs are just the way they've been sculpted, and they've printed out beautifully. So,
oh, look at those. That's so awesome.
that's so cool. When you get to this, I think I've got the scientists on there.
Let's go have a look. Look at that!
I've done that one bigger, and that is awesome. These guys
Bards.
are
Oh, look at those.
So Poison Master has been one of my favourites so far, and I've printed that massive.
Really?
I'm going to paint it up in all pinks and purples and other stuff.
Oh, look at that!
Yeah, he's been printed bigger as well.
Oh, now this I want to talk about, because you've been painting this Apocalypse. It's one of my favourite story arcs from the X-Men stuff, and the fact that you got the statue and then you got the Turbo Docs, and I've seen what you've done so far, and I can't wait for people to see it, but like, this statue is incredible.
It's amazing and annoying. I started printing, and this is the bust version. They literally, I think, just released it yesterday. but they've also then released that torso version for the statue.
That's awesome. It's so good. And then we've got this. Dude, there's just so much cool stuff coming out from your store at the moment.
It is amazing. I need this. The pain of it is getting everything up and being able to showcase it a lot. I think I'm going to have to start resourcing to literally just putting up renders like this to be able to show it, because I can't keep up with, printing the bits and pieces.
No. But I mean, like, things like this as well, like, geez, it's so cool. And the fact that, even if you can't get it up in time, hopefully through here, maybe people will find it and see it on YouTube and go check out Richard, because these statues and stuff, like, I love this film.
I love it. I've printed them already.
Yeah. But today's model is from Lord of the Print.
Lord of the Print.
So Richard sent me out a box of stuff ages ago, and this particular model is so much fun because it's just a slightly different variation on the actual Barlgura, which we know is a pretty standard D&D thing, because we know that at certain levels warlocks can then bring them up and summon them. But I really liked that their model was more of that orangutan gorilla-esque style. So, very much looking forward to trying this one out, and I'm going to be using the Turbo Dorks, a mix of the metallics and the shifters, and trying to dry brush my way through it like I did the Coatl, and I've let the primer hopefully do the heavy work once more. Do you have an idea of how you're going to do yours?
I went for more of a white prep, and normally I would think about some of the contrasts, but I'm going to try and go for something a little bit different with some of the Vallejo colours.
Oh!
Some mixes, blends and dry brushing. But before we get on to that, there's one more thing I wanted to show off that I couldn't get up on the wall today.
Okay. Oh, dude, yes! So, I know what this is. This is from Loot, isn't it?
This is from Loot Studio.
It's a dragon head mounted as a trophy for a wall mount. It's so awesome.
And I've worked on this, filled all the gaps and resin sealed everything.
Ah, dude.
And I was debating either painting that with the shifters, or it's going to be an airbrush channel project.
Oh, definitely. That's awesome. But I suppose there's nothing to do but try and jump into this particular combat/encounter/paint challenge today. Richard, have you rolled up a level 3 character? I'm going to take that as a no. So while you do that, I'm going to quickly talk about the Barlgura, because the Barlgura is a CR5, I believe. I actually scroll down and look at the... Yes, it's challenge rating 5. Demon. A large fiend, chaotic evil. These are usually home to the plane of Abyss, or the Abyss, and they speak Abyssal, which is, you've got the 9 hells, which is all devils, and you've got the Abyss, which is all your demons. The Barlgura itself represents that brutality, the sheer power and strength and anger of things, and that's kind of what the chaotic lands and feel of the Abyss kind of plays on, is all those heavy emotions and that over-saturation of indulgence or anger, or essentially the 7 sins, and really playing on those. So the Barlgura is the manifestation of that particular anger and wrath, really. They are a summonable creature to warlocks in the game. So if you get to, I think it's like level 5 or 6 or something, and you can summon I can't remember if it's lesser or greater demon, you can summon one of these. And this is shown quite well in the Critical Role Campaign 2, The Mighty Nine, when Ford brings out the Barlgura every now and again. And it's freaking cool. They have a multi-attack, so they have a 3 attack, which is a bite and 2 punches with those massive arms of theirs. But also, they are relatively intelligent creatures. They're not intelligent in the sense of a wizard or a higher entity, but the stats for them lean heavily into things like strength and dex and constitution and wisdom, which is a +2, which is interesting to note, where it's only a -2 and a -1 for intelligence and charisma. So they're not bestial by nature. They do have a sense of being, and when they're summoned to fight, they do absolutely fight like a beast, but they can to some extent, be reasoned with, because they speak Abyssal, and they have telepathy of 120 feet, which is quite impressive. They have a few resistances to lightning, cold, and fire, standard demonic trait. They're immune to poison, both the condition and the damage, and they have blind sight of 30 feet and dark vision of 120. So sensory-wise, they're there. As for the rest of it, they have innate spell casting, which then sort of separates them out from certain monsters and beasts that these kind of look like they're just going to be savages. So they can innately cast without components once a day, either Entangle or Phantasmal Force. They can also do Disguise Self and Invisibility. So this massive 8-foot-tall orangutan-looking demon can basically make itself invisible, get up to somebody, then attack them. Because one of the other things they can do is Reckless Attack. So just like a barbarian can, they can choose to roll twice to take advantage on the attack roll to fish for crits, but they obviously take the same penalty in the terms of any attack against them is made with advantage as well. Armor class for CL5 isn't bad. It's a natural armor of 15. Hit points, actually lower than you expect it to be. 68 rules as written, which is, yeah, not as much as you think it's going to be, because it's all about that damage dealing with them. And the armor class, again, is sort of medium, but having spells and the ability to reckless attack, they're going to need to keep those magic 3 down somewhere. And when it comes to damage, the bite attack does 2d6 plus 4, and the fist is a 1d10 plus 4. So for CR5, and you're doing 3 of those, you could potentially be doing, you know, in and around 30 damage per round. So actually, the output is quite big for a CR5. But there's nothing really to do but get to it today. So we're probably going to jump into a fighting pit once more, because I quite like the demons for fighting pits. It's quite easy to throw them in there. We don't have to ad-lib too much lore. Have you got a level 3 ready to go? Awesome. Who is your level 3 character?
The books to be in 3 rounds is Faberith Premar, and it is the Dragonborn Bard.
Yeah! Not saying it's the best racing class, but they're gonna die. They're gonna die so fucking hard. Yeah, severely underpowered. I guess there's nothing to do, Richard, but say those magic words. Roll initiative, buddy. Okay, starting for me, I'm rolling a 19 with an initiative bonus of... So the dex is +2, but have they got an initiative next to one of their things? No, they don't. So it literally is a 21 for me. How are you looking?
14.
14, so the BARLGURA will be going first whenever we get to it. You've got 1 hour. I'm going to set up the timer now, because I forgot to do that.
Are we starting painting now?
Yeah, I set the timer now. That way we can just jump straight to it. So let's go with 14, and then we'll start the encounter. So, once more, we find ourselves, Dragonborn Industries, and the fans and people we bring with us to the abyss and to the 9 hells, where demons and devils can be fought against. Well, welcome back. We have a new challenger in the arena. Give it up for... Insert name again, Richard.
Bad.
Fad, the Dragonborn Bard. From... Insert place you're from, Richard.
Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate. And what are they challenging today? Well, it's one of Gratz's own henchmen. It is the BARLGURA! And you watch as a gate on the other side of this oval arena opens up as this large ape-like being begins to run forward, and before the gate's even fully opened, it smashes through the very bottom of it as it's just, you know, about 6 or 7 feet up, bending part of the gate. And this hulking ape stands up, its arms, these massive biceps and fists, just... And it just looks directly at you. It is going to, straight away... Could you, Richard, make me an intelligence saving throw, please?
I can indeed. So, just as a quick point of call, the BARLGURA, It looks exactly like it does in the picture, yeah? So it's got big metal bands around its wrists, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, fucking good. That's fine. What was it? Intelligence saving throw?
Intelligence saving throw, please.
Oh, that is a lovely little 19.
19. You are going to pass. It's a DC 13 save for their spells, as innately you watch as fire begins to burn up your body, and you, whoa, and you, for a moment, are like, oh shit, it set me on fire. And then you stop for a second, because you realise the pain didn't happen straight away, and you notice that this is illusory. This is a spell called Phantasmal Force, but it doesn't take. They are then going to, we'll say the oval is 100 foot long. They're going to move a total of, yeah, because this is quite fun. So they can do a thing called running leap. They're going to run 40 feet and then jump. And with that, they can jump another 40 feet. Whoosh! And just land 20 feet in front of you, skidding into the dirt. Maybe you're being peppered by a bit of the sand and rock that's around. But it's now your go.
The fuck? Okay.
It's coming for you.
Straight off the bat, I'm going to cast Heat Metal.
Yeah, of course you are. So I need to make a save, yes?
No, it just works.
It just takes, does it?
Yeah, so Heat Metal. Choose a manufactured metal object such as a metal weapon or a suit having or medium metal armour that you can see within range. You cause the object to glow red hot. Any creature in physical contact with the object takes 2d8 damage when you cast a spell. Until the spell ends, you can use a bonus action on each of your subsequent turns to cause this damage again. If a creature is holding or wearing the object and takes the damage from it, the creature must succeed on a con saving throw or drop the object if it can.
Okay, so let's... so she's going to straight up take the damage because those bands are around its wrist, as per the picture.
It takes 16 damage.
Oh, lovely! So 16 damage straight off the bat.
And I'll do that on the right wrist.
As it just like screams, it's almost stopping it in its tracks at this point because it wasn't expecting you to hurt it in such a way. However, it takes half of that because it is immune, or it is resistant to fire.
Selfish, correct.
So I'm going to give it 8 hit points back. But it still looks like it twinged. Anything else from yourself?
Did it get up to melee range with me?
No, it's about 20 feet away currently.
Okay, I'm going to run the fuck away.
Okay, so you currently stand about 10 foot from the back wall.
Yeah, I will use my full 30 feet movement to move the feck away from it.
Okay, so you're trying to get, I guess, left and right at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, so 30 feet. It's probably about 35 feet away from you if you're going side to side, because obviously ovals and all that. And then anything else from yourself with your bonus action?
I don't believe.
Maybe use a bardic inspiration.
We inspire myself.
Perfect. You get a d6.
Yep.
To one of your next rolls. Right, so I'm taking the Ice to Never turbo shifter, and I'm going. Oh shit!
Oh, that looks amazing.
That's just over black.
Was that dry brushed or was that just wet?
It's kind of wet because I don't think these are going to lend themselves to dry brush. So it's sort of, I put it into the paint, I then took it off the majority of it, so the black is showing through, but then you catch that in the light. Damn! Turbo Dork!
That is sexy as we know it.
Well, man, I love metallic paints, especially for fur and stuff. Anyway, as I get distracted by my own paint job, you peg it 30 feet, and let's see what's happening in chat there a second. I'm back. Who missed me the most? I did dibs. And what have I missed? Nothing. We've only just started the combat. Awesome. Prince Rich will be listing soon, and ZZ listing. What have I missed? Yeah. Shadowheart mounted dragon's head. Guys, yeah, just about the postings that Richard will be putting up later. With that, the BARLGURA screams in rage as you cause it a minor amount of damage. It just thunder hoofs its way towards you. It's two arms, it's two arms, these massive fists, like punching into the ground as it goes. It is going to jump into the air, and it tries to bring its fist down in a double slam on top of you to flavour its two fist attacks before it tries to bite you. So, this has got a +7 to hit. That's a 2 + 7 for a 9.
No.
The second one, it's like a boosh, and dust and sand are thrown into the air. 7 + 7 for 14.
Oh, that got hit me.
That one's going to hit you?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is going to be a D10 + 4. Oh, it's 13 points of bludgeoning damage as it comes down, whoosh. You manage to like dodge out of the way with like, I don't know, is your bardic style kind of dancing, performing? Would it be like a finessing where you can like twirl out of the way, or how do you avoid the first one?
I'm a storyteller.
So how do you avoid the first hit?
I scream and dive.
Dive out the way.
No, it's not even that. It's full on and jump.
Okay, so you scream and jump out of the way, but as you go, it manages to catch your legs and just slams you into the ground with the second hit. It then pulls you in and tries to bite into you with these ferocious teeth and tusks. 8 + 7.
Yeah, it's...
Okay, that's 2d6 + 4. 11 points of piercing damage as it chomps down on your leg.
24 damage I've already taken.
Yep.
Okay.
So, that's the end of its go. It hovers, it's thrown you into the ground, Hulk style, and tried to bite your leg. It's sort of like flailing like mad at you. It didn't reckless on that one, because DM Ian forgot to do that. But, 'tis your go.
Okay, I cast invisibility.
Okay, so, yeah, no, there's, I'm thinking of Pathfinder and of Starfinder with attacks of opportunity for spells.
No, and I run the fuck away.
Yeah, so, you are leaving its threatened square, and... Oh, it does have blind sight. So, creatures without eyes, such as Grimlock, once with blind sight, can perceive its surroundings without relying on sight. It's going to take the attack of opportunity. As you run your 30 feet. It's an 11.
Does it still get disadvantage to hit me, though?
Yeah. No, because it's got blind sight. So it doesn't, it negates the invisibility. It's going to do 11 + 7 for an 18.
That hits me.
You got to hope for low damage here, bud. It was a 1 + 5. It's a total of 5.
Total of 5 damage?
Yeah.
Ah.
That was a 1 + 4 for a 5.
Okay, I'm just about still up. We'll roll my Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
Which I rolled a 16.
Nice. So I will say about the turbo dorks, I have to shake them like crazy to get the proper consistency and the proper recipe out of them. But well worth it. And they've got child lock caps on it that some people don't like, but I'm all about that. But you can carry on your go while I show off how deep this red is. Look at that.
Okay, I will run away, and I will then use my bonus action to make the thing burn again.
Okay, so do you want to roll the damage?
38. Oh, Maxie's. 16.
Ooh, Maxie's lovely. 16 points of damage, halved to 8 because of resistances. So is that your bonus action to do that, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, you still got an action.
No, I use that to cast invisibility.
Of course, yeah. No worries. If that's the end of your go, now you're about 30 feet away, because that's how far you can move. It's got blind sight of 30 feet. I'm afraid, buddy, it just jumps into the air. Oh no, you know what? Fuck it. It knows where you are. Its eyes burn. Can you make me a strength saving throw, please? So I'm now using red rum from Turbo Dork for the red side of the fur. And then I'm putting 7. Oh dear. Okay. You watch as out of the ground, horrible vines that you believe to be plant vines to begin with, and then you see them a bit closer as they begin to entangle around your body, but also in a 20-foot square around you. These octopus-like plant vines with bleeding pustules and sores all over them. It casts Entangle. And you are restrained, my friend.
Okay.
Then, with its movement, it will move 10 foot to the edge. No, it's going to stay there. It's going to stay where it is. It's not going to move. And you can see it like, it starts like hammering the ground, and it looks like it's going to charge like a raging bull. But how's it going to charge if there's this entangling vines in the way? It's got a pretty big jump, you think. But it's your go.
Right, okay. What can I do?
Die.
It's looking that way.
So what I'm trying to do here is blend the two colours down the arm, because it's got the blue on the insides and then red on the outsides. And actually they're going on really well, and that red's sitting on top of that Doomball primer really well.
Can I break out the entanglement?
You can certainly try. I believe it is a strength saving throw. Or it's difficult terrain. Let's have a quick look. So, a creature in the area, when you cast a spell, succeeds on the strength saving throw or be restrained by the entangled plant until the spell ends. A creature restrained by the plant can use its action to make a strength check against your spell save DC, and on a success, it frees itself.
Okay, there we go. Strength save of 14.
Saves. DC is 13. You may move out of the area if you need to.
Alright, I run the fuck away.
Okay, so I assume you go out the other side of it and would add another 30 feet of distance away from the 20 already. So you're 50 feet away.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your action.
And then bonus action flare.
For another, roll it up.
11.
11, half to 5 points of burning damage. It doesn't like that. Hey, Dragon Skull, welcome to the chat. You lagged the child safety caps. I actually don't mind them. I haven't struggled to get them off. I just know that, like, I have to really press down on them, but we get through a lot of cowpole here and stuff like that, so I'm kind of used to it. But let's have a look at what that. So it didn't like, 1, that you got away, 2, that you managed to hurt it again. So it is going to. You would be. It was 20 foot to there, 50 feet away.
Where I am.
So you're 50 feet away. How long can it jump? Let's have a look. You know what? You watch as it screams. And as it does so, it's almost like it just starts to shimmer and phase. And then you can't see it. You hear. And then somewhere around you, of it landing. Dust kicks up, and you're not sure where it is. Sure, go, buddy.
Okay, I cast See Invisibility.
Okay, is that a concentration spell?
No, 1 action.
Oh, is that not concentration mode to hold it for 10 minutes?
Just a duration 1 hour. I'm just trying to see tags, detection. For the duration, you see invisible creatures and objects as if they were visible, and you can see into the ethereal plane.
Awesome. So, as the dust settles, how does it look when you cast this magic?
I whisper out the words of power, and they sort of film over on my eyes as I then can see into the ethereal plane, and anything that tries to hide from my view.
What's impressive is how much this creature must have an intelligence. It's acting bestial, but it must have a level of sentience that it knows what it's doing. Because right next to you, almost holding its breath, ready to strike down upon you, this BARLGURA is like raising its hands up, ready to like beat you down.
Yeah, and then I'll leg it.
And you start running. However, it is going to get an attack of opportunities. Those two big fists, ooh, smash down. It loses its invisibility from that. It's 8 plus 7.
I'm dead.
How many hit points you got?
Its pluses will kill me. I've only got about 4 hit points left.
Oh, okay. Well, it was pretty much max damage. That is 13 points of bludgeoning damage. So you go down, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. With that, it's almost like the crowd. "Yeah! Oh, look at that! The BARLGURA has got them down! Will they finish the job?" And it does that thing where like it's hammering into the ground and your body's like bouncing off like the stone and the dirt, and it raises its arms up again. And in fact, actually for flavour, it's just going to jump 20 feet into the air.
Yeah, full on hulks me.
Which running leap it's part of. So its running leap, it can either make a long jump with a running start of 40 feet, or its high jump is 20 feet. So yeah, 40 feet long jump, 20 foot high jump. It jumps up and then it's going to bring its two fists down and it's going to do its attacks. First one was with advantage, and I haven't had to use reckless with this thing or fight. Oh, it's a 2 and a 13 plus 7, so that's an auto crit. That is 14 plus 6, that is a 20 points of damage.
Yeah.
What's your total hit points?
33.
33. There's 2 death saving throws, and let's see if we can melon ball you with the second fist. 16 plus 7, which is definitely going to hit.
I was going to say, I've got an 11 armor class. I think you're good.
Yeah, no, it's so that's going to be the one that kills you. However, I'm just going to do the bite attack just to see.
Yeah, you can take my fucking head off. It's fine.
That's 21.
Yeah.
Basically, 3 crits go through, which would be 12, 20,
Very much damage.
30. That okay, and it's about 44 points of damage after we've rolled everything, as it just
uber effect.
boosh, hammers down on you. Your body breaks. Your soul begins to leave. Are there any like final moments as the BARLGURA grabs your head and arms and your legs?
I don't think I'm allowed final moments. I think my soul is squeezed out of me like a bloody fruit being squeezed by a child.
And not only that, it grabs your legs in one hand, your head and your arms. It's like this really uncomfortable position of this limp body. And as it stretches, it bites into the middle, and those tusks and those teeth, and it just sprays the Dragonborn Bard all over the freaking arena and just hammers your last remaining limbs and bits of body around until you are nothing more than orange juice pulp.
Frickin' mush.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty pretty brutal. But that's the brutality of a BARLGURA. And they are a nightmare one-on-one because of things like being able to move and cast spells. So they've got options. The reckless, fishing for crits, that's the damage output. But I mean, you did enough damage to it. It's down.
How much damage did I do to it?
21 points, which, for saying that it was resistant to your main attack type, is not bad.
Not bad at all.
Especially for a level 3 bard on their own. Bards are notorious for not dealing damage unless you take the psychic one, which I can't remember. School of Whispers, I think it is. And they are, unfortunately, a helper class, a buff class, but Yeah, man, well done for being able to survive several rounds.
Not enough, but it was just fun.
I like the demon pit fights. It's just so much easier. How's everybody else doing out there? Have you used a Barlgura in your campaigns? Do you summon one as a creature for your warlocks? And actually, that's something to point out. If you are a warlock, you can fucking summon these to be on your side, provided you can keep control of it.
Yeah, always remember that part.
And that is the other bit, is remember that bit. There is an issue. So I'm going to try and do the base purple. How are you getting on with your paint job, Richard?
So I'm just getting some base bits down for the skin at the moment. And obviously bearing in mind this, I mean, the face of this thing is oddly bony, but I'm trying not to have it as too bony.
So I'm going a different way on those tusks. I'm going to do them in Slanesh Grey and Mechanica Standard Grey.
Oh yeah?
Rather than just your standard bone looking. Because I figure we do bone all the time, you know?
Very true.
Zizi said like a froob and laughed like crazy. I also liked that a lot. Tell you what, take inspiration on Fad's next step saving throw. So have you used the Barlguras in your campaigns, Richard?
I have used one once for a demonic summon.
Oh, really?
It was baddie versus players though.
Oh, so the baddie had the demonic summon and was like,
Yeah.
nice. That's exactly what it's for. And did you use this mini?
No, this is before, I think either before I was printing or before I had a collection.
Because I'll tell you what, I've used a Barlgura and I had to proxy it as well, and I think I used a kid's gorilla from like a Shrek one or something. And yeah, tell you what, having access to somebody like Richard with the 3D printing skills, whoo boy, makes a difference, right?
It is a beautiful difference, people.
Because you got into 3D printing because of D&D, didn't you?
Yeah, so I basically bought a little printer to be able to print a bit of tabletop. Started printing a bit too much, bought a big printer, and then got heavily addicted.
And that's exactly what happened to me. I got the printer so that I could print terrain off and stuff, and then was like, oh, you know what? This is me now.
This is fucking awesome.
Yeah. Although it does come with a lot of frustrations. So this is the purple on the base. I really like those metallics together though.
Fuck yeah.
And then I'm going to go in and try and get those tusky tufts.
I'm giving mine a magenta hairdo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Dib says, Richard 3D prints. Where can we get them?
Well, you can get them from Etsy, or if you pop me messages on Instagram for requests and anything you might know, I can give you a much better price range and discount, and also a much wider availability.
Like things we showed earlier in the episode, or stuff like that. And if you want painted stuff, there's a guy called Jim Worth who gets prints from you and paints them, doesn't he?
He does indeed.
And that's worth checking out as well. So
And also, you've got DB Miniatures who does paints.
Yes, actually, I'd forgotten about Dan. Where is Afterburner? Oh, that's the ground as lava, that could work.
Oh, that was something to say to you. That lava one that looked like it could have done, quite a lot of colour scheme.
Yeah, I think that's the one I want. Because it's got like that yellow hit to it as well, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I quite like the Miami Sunset as well, that purple to peach kind of metallic. Brilliant. Bees and bees. Afterburner, there it is. How did I miss that 3 times? So, I'm going to have to give this one a good proper shake. And if Richard prints the models, all we need now is someone who makes dice. Oh, wow, I know a guy! There's this guy, right? And
Bit of a funny fella, but he's lovely.
he's quite fun. He's all right, really. Yeah, we make dice here at Dragonborn Industries, and yeah, I pulled a set out for Richard 2 days ago, and I'm redoing them.
You're not redoing them again, are you?
Oh, dude, you don't understand, right? They looked so good. and then I fucked them. Like, I genuinely did something. I was like, huh, I wonder. Ah, fuck. So,
Oh, no.
but, dude, it works so well. You are gonna fucking flip. And I can't wait to see them used with Abomination Bolts, because that's what they're for. And yeah, so I really like doing custom orders for people, and that's sort of my whole bag. And yeah, we've got some on the web store that are ready to go, but otherwise, if you've got anything in mind and you're after dice, just send us a message through the website or on Instagram, wherever, and we can direct you to things that you want. And if there's a style that I can't do, I'll just direct you to a dice maker who I think is the best at it. And maybe some cool t-shirts and merch to wear. And useful painting and playing, yeah, and you can go to www.dragonbornindustries.com, and we've got a few different merch lines. We've got some basic Dragonborn Industries merch. We've got some painting up the Monster Manual merch. We've got these lovely corner effigies of mine and Richard's logos with those paint splats all over them, which I actually really like those. And
I do really like them, I've got to say.
yeah, yeah, it's fun. I like the collaboration t-shirt. And then we've got the Starfinder stuff, because on a Monday night, we have Starfinder here on Dragonborn Industries, and yeah, episode 16 came out on Monday, which was Killed to Death, which I really liked the title of that, because
It's awesome.
well, yeah, one of the players just said it at the table, and everyone was like, that's the title. Cool, happy days. But yeah, it was a nice, like, properly RP session and stuff that just kind of worked so well, and the players at the end of it were just like, that was fucking awesome. So I love hearing that as a DM from my players. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If not, go check it out on our YouTube channel, where you can watch these videos for painting up the Monster Manual in a playlist that I and Dibs have put together as well. There's amazing playlists by Dibs out there, and we have the Starfinder ones as well. Hopefully tonight/tomorrow, I'm going to be bringing you an unboxing of a new paint range that's turning up today for me. And they're the AK paints, the AK Interactive ones that I won.
Oh, the ones you won? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're turning up today.
Right, that's quick.
Yeah, they came from Spain, I believe. And
That's really quick.
yeah, so I got a FedEx delivery today, which hopefully I haven't missed so far. And God, I'm excited because they look so good.
Hell yeah, they
And I've been checking out the channels and what people have been doing with them, and it's just fucking impressive. So really looking forward to bringing those ones out to use on this show, along with the Turbo Dork stuff, because once again, Meredith at Turbo Dork, who does the Abomination Vaults with Richard, thank you so much. Like, I mean, this is 3 of them. This is the Afterburner on the top, Red Rum, and then Ice to Never. And in all fairness, I think that hits the BARLGURA paint scheme pretty well. So yeah.
boring in comparison because yours looks so pretty.
Aw, thanks, buddy. Gift of Gabby 1. Hi, how are you doing today? I hope you are doing well. This is going to go one of 2 ways. They are going to be somebody asking us for something, or are they going to be someone who follows us? Favourite D&D monster? Oh, hello, Gift of Gabby. So this is an actual person. Hello. Sorry, it may have been a while since you didn't chat or anything. My favourite D&D monster. So I'm a sucker for goblins. Absolutely love them, but I prefer the Pathfinder look of the goblin with the D&D goblin stats. I also am a fan of the gelatinous cube. It is one of my favouriteest monsters ever, and ooh, see, this changes for me all the fucking time, especially doing this show.
Yeah.
I do like things like,
I was saying I'm going to have to clear a shelf off because I want a Monster Manual shelf now.
I have to clear a second one off because I'm full at the top there now. We've done 35, and you sent me.
I mean, I'm going to have to get a proper big shelf cleared, and we are going to do some extra episodes where we're going back and finish paint jobs.
Which we always say we're going to do. Yeah, here we are.
Yeah, we really.
Yeah, I definitely want to do the solo, which is from week 5, Richard, and then that's the first on the list. I like monsters that can be reasoned with and don't just become a fight. So I love lichers and devils and demons because you can have so much fun with them. And do a spin-off and paint heroes. It's actually not a bad shout. Paint our way through the player's handbook. Do the classes.
Well, we can cater for that.
Yeah. What about you, Richard? What's your favourite D&D monster?
Do you know, unfortunately, it's got to be one of the age-old. It's got to be a beholder.
Yeah, I mean, they're classic as well.
Always been since. I mean, the problem is it's heavily influenced by me as a kid, because one of the first games I ever watched my dad play was Eye of the Beholder.
Nice.
You know, as a little kid, and watched that, and I still remember, you know, the battles and that and stuff like that. So yeah, Beholder's got to be it for me, just simply because of the awesomeness of it.
So, Gift of Gabby says, Ankeg, Kobolds, Coatl, and my custom monster because bias. I love the Coatl as well, and Kobold, because I am the Dragonborn Bard, and anything Dragonborn is fine by me. What's your custom monster? Let us know, because I do like a homebrew or a reskin. Div says, and one of each and every variation imaginable. We'll just do all the Dragonborns. We'll leave it at that.
I've got some awesome Dragonborn models.
You have? You've sent me a few. I've painted a few.
Have you painted your 75 mils yet?
No, I'm scared of it. I've done the 32 mil, and I've done the female one that you sent me.
Yeah.
I need to get a picture of it at some point, actually. Yeah, I think that the Warlock one in the heavy armour, it's just my favourite model at the moment. Like, still, it has been for ages since you sent it to me. And I do want to do the 75 mil. But I find I paint better at smaller scale.
Yeah?
Less easy to see the mistakes.
I suppose there's one way to go for it.
How about you? Have you got, like, a favourite class and race from the Player's Handbook?
I'm a paladin boy through and through, usually.
Oh, yeah, I knew that, actually, yeah. Yeah, so actually, although I am the Dragonborn Bard, isn't my favourite class. Because, no, well, actually, well, there's a story behind the name, and then I have my favourite. So, Dragonborn is my favourite race, because I am the Dragonborn. And then, the reason I call it the Dragonborn Bard is because my surname, Baird, quite literally is the Scottish word for bard. So, I was born in the year of the dragon. My surname is Bard. I am the Dragonborn Bard. So that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
But I like the Dragonborn because they are so underpowered, and I'm a sucker for playing races and classes that are the sort of underdog.
Yeah.
So my favourite class is actually between Wizard or Ranger. And I know Wizard's not underpowered, but they are a glass cannon.
That they are.
Whereas a Ranger, just play a fighter with a bow. I'm like, nah, Zephyr Strike.
All the way.
Yeah, so, yeah, they're my favourite classes. I'm a sucker for a halfling as well.
Yeah, my old man loves playing halflings.
Or you just, oh, you love them, a little bit of a southwest accent. All sorted. Tips, Dragonborns, that sounds familiar. Swarm of spider roots. It's a tiny sized plant that form a swarm. They have a small eyes and mouths and eat meat. Nice. It's like Venus flytraps, but like walking around. Please tell me that somebody's got one as familiar and they call it Audrey 2 or Audrey 3. Tips. Hey, that's my accent. Swarm of spider roots, scientific name, Spiderus Thorus rutus. I do like a homebrew. So I'm trying to get the Slanesh Grey onto these tusks and go from there. I'm going to have to get the teeth as well, actually, and then use grey as a dry brush highlight, I think. But if I can get it dry in time, I may actually wash the tusks and the teeth with maybe a sepia to make them dirty.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Like them a bit dirty.
I don't brush my teeth. That's what this guy's going to be doing. He brushes them on the carcasses of Dragonborns.
How are we doing on time?
Still got 24 minutes, you know. That's gone by quite quick.
Certainly has.
So that's the Slanesh Grey that we're trying to get onto the face. I'm going to let that dry. Dibs, Fluffy Cat Floof says, halflings surround us. Yeah, yes they do, because we live in the southwest. Gift of Gabby 1, they look kind of like spiders except for 4 legs. That's quite cool, I quite like that. They have a flower on top and it shoots off thorns to poison the targets. That's actually a really good shout. Giving something small like that a ranged attack and a condition, it bumps up that CR, but it also makes the fight a bit more like, oh, it's not just melee fighters getting in there. You can get the wizards, you can get the sorcerers, you can get those ranged fighters, and you can get them involved and feeling a bit more tense. Dib, speaking of preferences, do you prefer fantasy or sci-fi? It depends, really. I'm a sucker for sci-fi. And I think that the reason I wanted to do Starfinder, because it was my first proper TTRPG where I dived into it as a character, and there's definitely a hole in the market for more sci-fi streams. I'm a huge fan of things like Star Wars and stuff, so I do like it, but having been brought into the world of D&D and stuff, it really did elevate my love for that like high fantasy stuff. But I do like the crossover of like high fantasy meets like Magitech and stuff, and doing, you know, extra planar worlds and stuff. How about you, Richard?
I'm a fantasy boy through and through.
Nice. So what colour is the Barlgura's eyes?
Always loved me D&D and me stories like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I do love the old space and stuff like that. You know, massive fan of Star Wars and Firefly, but it's, I don't know, when it's come to D&D, the fantasy-based thing has always been where I sort of thrived and where I've landed.
Yeah, and that's absolutely fair enough. And I do enjoy D&D a lot, and although I'm moving more towards Pathfinder these days. Which, by the way, how is Pathfinder 2e playing out for you?
Problem is I'm only a couple of sessions in.
Okay, and it's every 2 weeks, isn't it? So it's like...
Yeah, it's really, and at the moment I still prefer D&D.
Yeah, you would do, because it's what you're used to. But yeah, so I like the high fantasy stuff, and I like the limitations that it gives you in terms of like, well, you can't just call somebody up, you have to have the spells and stuff like that. And whereas the sci-fi games, yes, you can have data pads and comms and stuff, they usually have a way of going, okay, this is only planetary, this is only system, this is now galactic-wide, and you have to level those up. But with fantasy, I like the limitations and the caps on things that just come as a natural understanding. So, mechanically wise, probably fantasy, but then playing things like Alien with Richard on Band of Badgers and stuff like that, I do like...
That was a lot of fun, but that was quite a mix of real and fantasy.
Yeah.
You know, but, and sorry, real and sci-fi, so it's not, you know, it wasn't that far out of the means of what we are now, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's but that's because it's like, you know, our world then set slightly into the future, and I think that with especially Starfinder, because it's not our world and it's not our technology, you can't just be like, well, we must have had bones and stuff. It's like, no, it came from spells and magic, and then you've got to imagine the way up from there. So it is a bit harder to get your head around that sort of thing. But I think when you get there, it's absolutely fine. Gift of Gabby says, Eberron is very cool. Yes, it fucking is. I love Warforged. And I'm hoping to run a 5e campaign here soon, which is a setting called Aldera, or Skies of Sordain, and Shardforged, or Warforged, which are called Shardforged in their world, plays such a heavy part in it, and it's essentially like an Arcana punk airships Eberron world. Fucking awesome. They also said they have, when rooted, they have a... where did the thing go? Oh, a false appearance when rooted. They're custom monster. That's very cool. Hard to tell. Divs. What did I miss? It started raining. Never mind, I've heard it all now. Right, so I need to try and get some more colour onto the base. So let's grab a lighter purple. Christ, where are you? You've got about 19 minutes, Richard. How are you getting on?
Yeah, found a bit of dry brushing and almost dropping my paintbrush into contrast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm going to grab some Warlock Purple from the Army Paints range. I'm going to drop. Yeah, from the Army Paints paint range, and I'm going to dry brush that onto the base, over especially those rocks because I've got some lovely details on those. So do you get to play every week then, Richard?
Say again?
Do you get to play D&D every week then?
Most weeks, yeah.
That's good. Yeah, it's nice when you can actually get together and you've got players who are as enthusiastic to be able to get there.
Well, it's not. I'm always much more of a fan of around the table, so
Yes.
being able to do that is the biggest sort of benefit.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm very lucky here with the studio and with Starfinder on a Monday that the players are so keen, and also the fact that we're all relatively close by and we drive that we can get here. But yeah. Gift of Gabby, I'm going to make a normal spider that's a giant size of a small knife, inspired by the corpse flower. I was literally about to say, kind of like the corpse flower. That is one of my other favourite, I say one of my other favourites. I love loads of the monsters. The corpse flower is great, especially when like they take in corpses and stuff, and then you can go in there and find loot and just generally be like,
What is this?
yeah. And one of my favourite things I've done with the corpse flower is I had another party of opposing adventurers, which I controlled as NPCs, that were against the party, and I played a single session by myself, D&D, of them trying to get through this jungle maze. And they rolled everything, well, I rolled everything to be like, right, they go this way, they do that way, they do survival checks, they pass it, they fail it. Okay, they find a corpse flower, they fight it, they lose badly, and there's like 2 left that like ended up being the survivors and getting away, and the actual party of players came across it and were like, why is it already dead? Like, what's going on? Like, we're pulling bodies out of it and stuff. And they were like, what the fuck is going on? And it very much... But it gives... Yeah, exactly that. So when they turned up to the rest of the party of, like, this enemy that they were tracking, they were literally just like, oh God, help us! And they were like, huh, we were expecting to fight them. So that was fun. I'm not typing all the Army Painter stuff again about the Army Painter, hashtag the Army Painter, stuff that the Army Painter again. Just copy and paste it, bud. I was talking about the real life corpse flower, which is a real life flower in real life. I will go check that out. Although Tamsin, who plays Calyx over there on the Starfinder show, is really into botany and knows her plants and was a ranger for ages, like a real life ranger, which smells like rotting corpse and is 5 foot by 5 foot. Wow. Oh, I know of those actually. That's very cool. Right, I need to get some Seraphim Sepia onto those tusks now that it seems to be dry, and hope that it's dry enough that I don't fuck it up. That's one of the problems with washers. It will reactivate paint if it's not fully dry. So what's everybody up to today? What have you got on after this, Richard?
I've got some prints and bits and pieces to sort out, and I'm going to try and get an opportunity to do a bit more of Apocalypse today.
Oh, really? That'd be awesome. For those of you who haven't seen it, go follow Richard on Instagram, because soon, I'm assuming he's going to be putting Apocalypse out when he's finished it, showing us his paint job.
For sale as well, I think.
Really?
I'm going to reprint a 1/6 scale with a different pose for myself.
Oh, very, very cool. Dragon School Studios is at work. Standard issue there, buddy. Gift to Gabby, the Pokemon Vileplume is based on it. I freaking love Vileplume. I also, one of my favourite Pokemon is Victreebel. Big fan of the whole Venus flytrap.
Victreebel?
Love it!
Dude.
Thing is, though, right? It's fucking cool. That's all there is to it. You got Bellsprout.
It's all there is.
Bellsprout's awesome. Weeping Bell, alright, fair enough, it's a flashlight. And then you've got Victreebel, which is a fucking Venus flytrap. Hell fucking yeah. Hey, Herbalist, welcome to the chat. How you doing? We are 15 minutes away from the end. We've got the blues and the reds on mine. I need to get a bit brighter for the top. The tusks are now drying with that Seraphim Sepia on there, and I want to get a red, a really bright red into those eyes. I might also get some flesh colours as the highlight for the rocks over the pink. Yeah, she's Canadian flesh tone. Herbalist. Oh, I'll need to watch back on YouTube. Hey, please do. And maybe, you know, like, put a random comment on there like, oh, you guys smell. Because that all hits the algorithms for us, so, you know, I'm not saying do it, but do it. Hey, my favourite Pokemon is one based on garbage. Trubbish! I have no room to judge anyone's favourite Pokemon. Trubbish is cute, and it's pretty good in the early game, and it's evolved for me, was a powerhouse for my team. Yeah, fair enough, because,
Unfortunately, well, I say unfortunately, I'm always going to be a Charmander boy.
And I'm a Squirtle boy, because I was Gen 1 and I always chose Squirtle because everybody chose Charmander. Everybody got Pokemon Red, I got Pokemon Blue. Everybody got Bellsprout through to Victory Bell. I was jealous and got Oddish through to Vileplume.
Vileplume, yeah.
Yeah. ZZ, I'm painting along right now. I've got to plan a quick one-shot for my eldest this weekend. Amazing. Hey, if you're planning a one-shot, you can get the One Shot Wonders book or the Roll and Play Press character creator books from Roll and Play Press, and you can use code DRAGONBORN10 to get 10% off your books there. Oh! Corporate shilling. Dragon School is still on at work. Boo. Boo work. Boo. I'm going to grab...
When you say boo work, effectively this is our work.
Don't ruin it for me, Richard. I love my job. In all fairness, though, we actually couldn't do this without people like you guys in chat every week and people who buy from Richard and come and support the channel here at Dragonborn Industries. So, actually, I want to say a big thank you to you guys because I was able to give our players for Starfinder their first sort of like, hey, we've had a little bit of money that's not going towards the stream. Go get yourself a coffee or something. And yeah, and I was able to give Richard like his coffee money from like the t-shirts and stuff. And you know, it's not much, but it helps, and it's just really greatly fucking appreciated. So thank you.
And special shout out to my brother Dibs, who is a loyal customer and a good friend. Shout
out to you all. But yeah, Dibs is like messaging me at like crazy hours in the morning to be like, hey, check this out. And I'm like, oh, cool. Tags us in loads of things and helps our algorithms out, so big shout out to Debs there. And just in general to all of you, because you're fucking awesome. And I love yous. So, this is the start of the flesh tones going onto the base purple.
I think I might actually have my airbrush with me, so I might be able to actually try and brush dry or blow dry some of this bloody contrast.
I give up with a lot of the contrast for like mass doing stuff. I just can't. I need an orange metallic. I may have to dive into the green stuff world. Oh no, actually. Fuck yeah, I've got bee's knees, this yellow from Turbo Dork. Red Rum.
How long we got?
Got Boolean as well. We've got 10 minutes. Do I want any more of the shifters? No, I just want the... Which one's more orange? Boolean could be it. No, I'm going to go bee's knees, which is more yellow. So, I'm going to try and stick to the Turbo Dorks as much as I can on this one. Although I've got some lovely Green Stuff World metallics and some of their colour shifters. Meredith sent us these out specifically.
What have we got next? Because I might take the Turbo Dorks for the next one.
Oh, absolutely, you should do. They're really fucking awesome, especially dry brushing them on. It's the Chasme, or the Chasm, or the weird insect mosquito thing that will lend itself to colour shifters really well.
Do you know what's really annoying though? You know, obviously that I sent out all the demons.
Yeah.
Right, so I've primed all the demons. Everything is ready. Packed everything away, you know, the other day. Got everything cleaned up, everything on a shelf ready. Came and sat on my desk and thought, there's the fucking Chasme.
Oh, no.
It's...
Yeah, mine's over there. I haven't primed that one yet because I was focusing on a lot of other things. And I got up to the BARLGURA done, but that's about it really so far. Right, let's grab this. This one's called Bee's Knees. It is a metallic kind of gold. From the Turbo Dork, it works best over black, as most of their paints do actually, and I really like that. But we're going over the reds here, so not much else I can do about that. Gift to Gabby. A Garbodor with recycle, a Walking Berry, Body Slam, Rest and Return was fun. Nice. Yeah, so Gen 1 for me, obviously start with Squirtle, and then Haunter has always been a favourite and up there for me because I could never evolve it because I didn't have friends to trade with until I was an adult and could buy a second Game Boy.
So I was going to say, I didn't find friends, I just bought another bloody thing.
Exactly that. So actually now that like, I'm playing Pogo with like my wife and my kids, I'm just like, cool, we need to trade and stuff like that, and heavily back in...
That's the reason I never levelled them a chop, and I always wanted to.
Yep. Yeah, so Bulbasaur is Babe. Oh, Gift of Gabby. Actually, Bulbasaur's alright to be honest. Like, Venusaur's on my Pogo team at the moment because I've got a almost perfect, really high IV kind of tank defensive one that just seems to win me loads in the league at the moment. Richard has no clue what I'm talking about right now.
What are you on about?
Pokemon Go.
Oh, Pokemon Go? No.
And then, yeah, so Venusaur, I love the original starters, and I've even got 3 of the original starters as a battle team that are really good. But I'm generally a big fan of the grass-type starters. I'm a big fan of the water types. However, throughout the different generations, I have played as pretty much all of them. Lord of Cats, hello there, General Kenobi. How you doing? Great to see you back. There isn't a wrong choice in Gen 2. Correct. I think I've got Mudkip on as my friend at the moment because I'm trying to get that up to best buddy because Swampurt's a great water type for Pogo. So, actually, that's the bee's knees on top of the red. That works out lovely. Now I need to try and get the red in the eyes, but I need those eyes to dry. How long have we got? 7 minutes. Chikorita is better. Yeah, Chikorita was cool. I think they were the first one I chose. Hope you're all doing well and painting awesome stuff. We're painting the Barlguras from Lord of the Print, which Richard sent over. I'm trying to use as much Turbo Dork as possible because I really have been enjoying using metallics and shifters to paint up a lot of these beasts and a lot of these monsters, and since the Coatl and then Meredith sending out as a load of stuff, I haven't been able to resist doing it. And if anywhere's a place to try, it's on a... You've only got an hour to paint a huge mini paint show, right? How's it going? You managing to get those dry? He's muted his mic because it's so loud. But as we move forward, I do need to try and get those eyes dry. I think if I can get the eyes glowing red, that'll be the last bit of immersion I need for this particular mini. And then the rest of it is just picking out little bits of more detail. So, ooh, nice! This isn't the wrong choice in Gen 5 either, and I will die in that hill. Fair enough. Which one was Gen 5 again? I want to say... No, I could be wrong here, that it's like Grotile and that set, but I can't remember. Black and White. Embor is my favourite because it looks like Windwalker again. Oh, was Pearl the one with Typig and Snivel and stuff. I think I was sort of working away for a long time during those gens and I didn't get to play that much. Lord of the Cats, you guys rock! No, you rock and you know that. I need a red, a really bright red. Really bright red. Pure red from the Eye Painter. That's it, Snivy, Typehead and Oshawott. Yeah, I didn't get to play Black and White all that much, so I didn't know those. And in all fairness, I've only just started catching them in Pogo. So, let's grab this red. I'm going to paint this in pretty heavy and then try and brighten it up as well. Problem here is because I used the wash on those tusks, some of that has gone into the eyes. I don't want this to spread out and flood everywhere though. Okay, so we've got the red in. And I'm probably going to highlight that with an orange. Lord of Cats, have you played Pal World? Which one was Pal World? It rings a bell, but I can't bring it to the forefront of my imagination right now. Let's take demonic yellow. No, I didn't want yellow, I want orange. What am I doing? Skipping ahead of colour here for my highlights. Right, I'm going to take a thinner brush here. I'm going to try and paint a little highlight onto those eyes just to give it a bit of fiery depth. There we go. Hopefully, I don't know if that will show up or not, but... Come on, focus camera. Let's take it away and bring it back. No, it's not going to show that level. It's the game where they made it based off Rust and Pokemon. I don't know it. Typing is my favourite because it looks like that, and its final form is Windwalker. Yeah, I said that one. Oh no, I didn't. Walker is my... Oh, Windwalker is my favourite game alongside Majora's Mask. The Zelda games are very good. Very, very good. I consider Breath of the Wild NU Zelda. Basically Pokemon with guns. I haven't, no, but I will check that out. Right, I need to go a little bit brighter on those rocks. I used Cadian flesh before. I think I want Ungor flesh now to try and get the edges. We've got about 2 minutes, Richard. How you doing?
2 minutes? It was like an hour a second ago.
You wish, buddy.
I've managed to dry out most of the bloody bits and pieces and also then crack my bloody airbrush. So, let's grab the very tops of these rocks. There we go. Slightly back the other way. So I'm not just dry brushing down, I'm actually dry brushing up on these edges as well, so it really stands out against that purple. And hopefully we should see it from all angles. When it comes to doing the dragons, by the way, we are going to be doing one with an airbrush completely.
Okay.
If you're up for that.
Yeah, yeah. I do hope my microphone can live up to it. Because my microphone likes to cut out with that high hiss, but it'll be fine. Time flies.
I might end up on mute, but...
Yeah, no, it's fine. There's going to be a lot of us like not talking. Are you going to do all the sizes of the dragons, or are they just going to do the very colour? No, we're doing every size. We've spoken about this a few times, and both Richard and I's neurodivergences would kill us if we tried to skip anything in this book. And even if they bring out 6th edition, or Hasbro kill it, we're finishing this fucking book. Sometimes we may take a week off, because we've got kids and we need to be adults. But we're doing this book. Whether we get to the point where we start doing shows in the evening time, or we're doing more than one show a week, we may do that. We don't know. But we are doing this whole book. Every entry, right the way up to things like the horse, and the rat, and the familiars. We're doing the fucking lot. We got 40 seconds, Richard. I'm tabletop ready. How are you doing?
I'm pretty much tabletop apart from the base.
I'm not going to black rim the base.
I'm near enough finished.
I'm going to wait for you now. I'm going to wait right there for you. Oh, guys, how have you been? I hope you've been enjoying the show. Obviously, if you caught the fight for the BARLGURA, I hope you learnt something about the BARLGURA. Maybe you've gone, hey, maybe I can do this, maybe I can do that. Or maybe we did something wrong and you can tell us. If you're on YouTube, bang it in comments below. If you're here on Twitch, hit like, hit sub, hit follow.
And we can ignore it because we do it our own way.
Exactly. Time's up. Put your paintbrush down, buddy. 1 hour, 1 minute. You rolled initiative, but did you get the BARLGURA from Lord of the Print tabletop ready? Dude, those fucking colours.
I near enough got it.
God damn! That orange to blue.
I will admit, I cheated slightly.
Yeah?
I could not blend. I put the contrast through the airbrush as I was drying the bottom of it, just to go over the edges.
Fair enough.
Because I'm shit at painting with a brush, so, you know.
So this is where we sit in other worlds. It's like, I prefer the brush to the airbrush, and you prefer the airbrush. I prefer smaller minis, you prefer bigger minis. But,
Let's see if I can get it to,
Dude. I love... There! That's so cool. I love the dry brush on the face as well. Dude, that's awesome. I really like the colours on that one. Mine is quite literally, so we've got a purple to flesh on the base, just to be something different. Then we hit the metallics from Turbo Dork, especially making sure that...
It's insane, the metallics just look fucking immense.
They blend so well, but one of the main things that I really like, and it shows it better on this side, if you do your underside with the colour shifters, and then you come in from the top, you can actually get the blue to sit in the recesses of the muscles.
Yeah. It looks amazing. I love that.
And then we've got the Afterburner and the Bee's Knees on top, and then Slanesh Grey and hopefully the red eyes. Definitely is a mini that I could now go in and pull the details out of and make look, I think, better. But for tabletop ready in 1 hour, the BARLGURA was achievable, I found.
Yeah. To be honest, I would throw that on the table as is, quite happily.
Yeah, and we're both slaves to the don't paint with grey, but I think that both of those are looking tabletop ready. Dib says, nah, it's shit. Fucking love you, Dibs. Gift to Gabby, amateur so I get not being able to do it the simpler way. Yeah, welcome to mine and Richard's Worlds as well. Lord of Cat says, cool. And it would drive me nuts, says Gift to Gabby. Yeah, it will. If we don't do every one, it's going to kill me. Lord of Cat says he loves those colours. But I guess that's that. We're on next week with the Casmate, and again, I'm going to use the Turbo Dorks at Meredith Centres because I think they're going to work for a lot of those colour shifting chitinous carapaces. And yeah, big shout out to Turbo Dork. Please go check them out. If you haven't bought any of their paints, I would advise it. I would say that they are well worth the money, especially their new remaster range, which is the next one I'm going to be diving into. And yeah, let them know we sent you. Say, hey, Richard and Ian from Dragonborn Industry sent you here. If not, go check out all the other fantastic paint ranges that are out there. Guys, thank you so much. Please go check out Warrior Prince 3D. I'm going to skedaddle. It's time to go. Until tonight, where I'm back with Band of Badgers. And Richard, are you on tomorrow?
No, next week.
Next week. Hard to keep track, right? Anyway, guys, thank you so much. We'll be back in a week. May those dice gods be ever in your favour. Bye now.